All right, guys. So after we got done that lesson or course item where we were building jQuery, that actually inspired me to at some point go ahead and create my own library that is similar to jQuery and makes things fast, but hopefully making them faster in a number of different ways. First of all, it's going to be light. That's the part of the name that kind of decided itself, and then it's going to be um, light speed because it just makes things faster. So um, I'm actually going to continue this later in writing my own JavaScript library, and maybe we'll do that in the form of a course. I think that would be neat. It's going to combine everything that we already know how to do to a certain extent, and the concepts are going to be new. So maybe we will come back to this. For right now, though, we're not going to. So let me remove jQuery here, jump over to here and just close that for now, and then uncomment all our code. So I'm going to save it. And now what we're going to talk about in this video is the document ready. So what is this actually? This is a jQuery method. As you can see, it's a jQuery. We create a jQuery object from the document, and then we say when it's ready, and the one parameter this is going to take is a callback that basically executes this code when the document is ready. Now, there's no native JavaScript variation of this. This is something that is jQuery. And what it does is it basically just checks if the document is fully loaded and ready before executing the code. This isn't really necessary if you load your JavaScript at the bottom of your page, which you should do anyway. This is good practice because if you load JavaScripts in your header, what happens is when the page loads, the JavaScript needs to be read and parsed before the page even is visible. So it's a good idea to, where possible, load in resources outside of the header, because if you load them in the header, that's called like it blocks the loading of the page, which is not good. So the document ready here, it uses a few different methods. It's similar to onload, which is in regular JavaScript, the window.onload method, which determines that the page is loaded. So for all intents and purposes, this I still add it to my JavaScripts even when I load the JavaScript at the bottom of the page. I'm not exactly sure why. I just do it that way. You don't have to. You shouldn't have to. So that's the document ready. Now we're going to talk about finding elements within other elements in jQuery. So if we were to want to find specifically this, let's say there's paragraphs in all of the section elements, but we only want to target the paragraph elements within this one, we have a find method. So I'm just going to console log our main section, and then this object has an attribute or a method called find, and in here you just put any other selectors that you want, just like you're targeting a normal element, and then that becomes the element. So anything you type after this, any methods that you run on this will not it will not affect the main element. It's just going to affect that right there. So rather than console logging this, actually I'm going to actually perform a function on it. I'm going to add the class of ha. Let's save it, and if we refresh, we now see that we get ha. However, if I targeted main header and looked for the p element in there, save it and refresh, nothing gets that ha class because it wasn't able to find any p elements within the main header. So that's how the find method works, and this is useful for navigating documents that are, a lot larger than ours. And as we get further and further, you're going to see that basically every other web page on the internet is a lot bigger than ours. So the find method is very important.